The manufactured blame game, how Iran is framed, while Israel pulls the strings. Brothers and sisters, people of conscience, a lie has been repeated so often it begins to sound like truth. The blame placed upon Iran whenever the powerful need an excuse to justify their wars. Across the world, in the Middle East, in Europe, even as far as Australia, when there is an incident, a bombing, or an unexplained attack, how quickly the headlines whisper the same name, Iran. No investigation, no proof. Just the repetition of a narrative designed to condition the public. They say Iran did it, not because they know it, but because they need it. Why? Because war requires fuel, and lies are the cheapest fuel of all. When politicians want to tighten their grip, they point the finger at Iran. When military industries demand their billions, they sell the myth of the Iranian threat. When global powers want to test their weapons or justify their bases, they remind the world of Iran as the enemy. And when these stories appear, the mainstream media does not challenge them, it amplifies them, spreading deception until the lie becomes accepted as fact. But who truly benefits when Iran is blamed? It is not ordinary people. It is not the mothers or fathers raising children. It is not the struggling workers whose taxes are drained to fund wars. It is the warmongers. It is the elites who profit from endless conflict. It is the empire builders who cannot sleep at night unless another land is under their boots. And behind so much of this machinery, behind the headlines and the whispers, stands Israel and its intelligence arm, the Mossad. For decades, Mossad has specialized in deception, covert operations, and false flags, acts carried out in secret but blamed on others. Attacks staged, operations conducted, trails covered only to turn around and point the finger at Iran, Lebanon, Syria, or any nation standing in the way of Israel's expansion and dominance. From the shadows, Mossad weaves these webs: bombings, cyber attacks, assassinations, sabotage, all designed not only to weaken Iran, but to trick the world into believing Iran is the aggressor. And the Western press obediently echoes it. Politicians repeat it, and the people are left to consume the lie. History repeats itself. Iraq was accused of weapons of mass destruction. Lies. Afghanistan was said to be the heart of global terror. Lies. Libya was framed as a dictatorship that had to be destroyed. Lies. And now the same playbook is dusted off again, this time with Iran as the target. And who feeds that playbook? Who benefits the most? Israel. In case after case, when attacks are investigated, whispers of Iranian involvement surface in the media. Yet when the smoke clears, the evidence is never shown. No trial, no undeniable facts. Just the echo of suspicion left to linger in the public mind, manufactured by propaganda, sustained by the complicity of politicians and the mainstream media, and often bearing the fingerprints of Mossad. This is not justice. This is manufactured consent. Bombing a nation is not self-defense. It is not security. It is murder disguised as policy. To bomb Iran on the basis of fabricated blame, planted and spread by Israel, amplified by Mossad, and sold by politicians and the media, would not only kill innocents abroad, it would shatter the moral compass of every nation that allows it. When the world is told Iran is responsible, proof must be demanded. When shaky headlines replace evidence, truth must be demanded. Patriotism must never mean obedience to lies. It must mean courage to defend justice. Because today it is Iran. Yesterday it was Iraq. Tomorrow it may be another nation. And one day it may be everyone. The blame game is not about Iran alone. It is about normalizing war as the answer to every question, destruction as the answer to every problem, bombs as the language of diplomacy. And Israel plays a central role in this. Mossad's tactics are designed to ensure the world never questions the story. To keep nations distracted while Israel expands settlements, violates international law, and silences critics. Politicians and mainstream media become their mouthpieces, feeding populations with lies while crimes are hidden in plain sight. The truth is clear. Iran is not the monster they paint it to be. The real monster is the system that needs an enemy to survive, and the hand of Israel and Mossad guiding it, with politicians and the press as willing accomplices. And the evidence is there for all to see. The USS Liberty incident in 1967, when Israeli forces attacked an American ship, killing and wounding over 200 US sailors, and then tried to frame it as an accident, a false flag covered up by politicians and sanitized by the media. The Lavon affair of the 1950s, when Israeli agents planted bombs in Egypt and tried to blame Arabs to provoke conflict. Exposed only years later, but undeniable proof of Mossad's long history of deception. The assassinations of Iranian scientists, carried out in the shadows yet described in the headlines as mysterious. The Stuxnet cyber attack, launched with foreign backing, attributed to no one until the evidence pointed directly to Israel. Time and again, politicians nod along. The media repeats the lines, and the people are left believing Iran is the threat, while Israel hides behind the mask of victimhood. This is how the world is manipulated. False flags, fabricated narratives, and lies repackaged as news. Every time the mainstream media runs the story without question, every time politicians repeat it without proof, they are complicit in the bloodshed that follows. The world must rise. The world must refuse to be deceived. No nation should be bombed into ashes on the altar of lies. And let these words echo until the walls of power tremble. No more lies. No more scapegoats. No more wars manufactured by Israel's deceit, Mossad's shadow games, and the complicity of politicians and the mainstream media. The world has seen enough blood, and silence is no longer an option.